Hi, this is Marco Ochoa, and this is my Unit 1 industry research on the top three influential graphic designers. First designer is Paul Rand. He was born in 1914 in Brooklyn, New York, and is still living to this day. He was a graphic designer and art director who went to Mattins Heron High School and also studied at places like the Pratt Institute, several art schools such as the New School for Design, and Yale in Connecticut. Um, and he began his career as a part-time stock image creator, and later he became popular for designing and directing the vision of magazines such as Esquire and Apparel Arts, which is now known as GQ, which is a pretty big deal. Um, and even though like magazines and is what made his name big, he's most famous for the work he did designing company logos, and a lot of these you've probably heard of. IBM, UPS, ABC, things like that. And over on the right side, you can see just some of the other work he's done for magazines and things of that nature. It kind of like set him apart because not really many people were doing things like that at the time. Um, Next designer is Milton Glaser. He was born in 1929 in New York City, and he's now 90 years old. He's a prominent graphic designer in the industry, and he graduated from the High School of Music and Art, and then attended the Cooper Union School of Art and the Academy of Fine Art in Italy. And he got a grant to attend that school, so um, that really kind of like set him on his path. And in 1952, he co-founded Pushpin Studio. And Pushpin Studio, they kind of like redesigned the way graphic design was done in mainstream print media. Um, Everything was a little bland back then, so they added more of like an exciting, slightly less serious attitude with a little bit of humor and a lot of vibrant illustration, which really made it stand out to me. Um, like you can see down at the bottom, you can see some of the work he did for AMC TV show Mad Men, Planet of the Apes when that movie came out. And in 1968, he created the New York Magazine, which really continued the trend of his stylized graphic design of bright poppy colors and not so serious um, uh, like work. Um, and this kind of became like the model for magazines at the time. There was a lot of imitators and people that were following suit, and some other companies he worked for um, were Target, Brooklyn Jewelry, and JetBlue. So he kind of had a large influence on the magazine culture and design culture in general, kind of getting it more into a creative poppy standpoint. And the last graphic designer is Chip Kidd. He was born in 1964 in Pennsylvania and is currently 54 years old. He attended and graduated from Pennsylvania State University with a degree in graphic design. And he's now a well known designer, and he's best known for his novels and book covers. Um, he started his career as a junior assistant at a New York publishing house, and he freelanced for many companies and firms, including Amazon, HarperCollins, and Farrar Straus, which are some pretty big names. And he designed graphic novels for Pantheon Book as well. And he's most famous for his comic book covers and other book covers, such as the novel on the left, The Learners, which he wrote himself. And also you see there the Jurassic Park novel book cover that he made, and he designed a lot of illustrations and artworks for comic books. And he also wrote some comic books as well. He was really into that scene. But he's still a really prominent graphic designer to this day, designing for books and comic books and things like that. So those were the top three graphic design artists I think had will have an influence on me. I find their work really exciting, and I like how they kind of like change the industry and kind of set the standard for how things are done nowadays. Thank you.